Inshallah and Ashe. We are on the rise of the Capricorn Strawberry Full Moon, building what endures on this fantastic Friday. But welcome, you magical, energetic beings, and of course, a happy Friday to you, a Friday night live. And welcome back to another gathering where we explore the moon, the elements, and the wisdom that they all have to offer for us. For living a more aligned life, an elemental life, that is. Today's energy, I would just want to say it feels especially meaningful because we're standing right at the threshold. And if you're new here, put a 1 in the comments or the chats. And if you've not arrived here before, and put a 2 in the chat or the comments if you've been here before. And if you don't know who I am, my name is the Tonya D, and I'm a practicing holistic Shah, medium, and otherworldly life coach, pretty much a ritual alchemist transforming lives through moon medicine, of course, elemental rituals, and a lot more. So when I woke up this morning, the moon was still traveling through Scorpio, and if you know, you know. That's my moon sign, so it's a very different flavor for me, is how I sense that. But the sign that invites us to really look beneath the surface, to tell ourselves the truth, the secrecy, the privacy, to release what no longer fits, basically. But by the time that we're together today, later on today, the moon has crossed into Sagittarius. And I love that symbolism because once we've uncovered the truth, Scorpio, we're finally ready to follow it. So Scorpio is asking, what is true? And Sagittarius asks, where will that truth take you? So that's kind of stirring inside of our emotional field. And that's exactly the bridge that's leading us towards this beautiful Capricorn Strawberry Full Moon. A full moon that reminds us that dreams aren't built overnight. They're built one intentional step at a time. So today we're going to explore the 4 pillars chart, the elementals, for this full moon. We're going to break down the elemental weather and talk about what each day master may be sensing, share a story together, and finish by asking one simple question. What are you building that will still matter a year from now? So go grab your favorite drink, take a deep breath, drop your moon sign in the chat, and let's step into the wisdom of this full moon together. And just on a side note, Cancer reminds us that manifestation doesn't begin in the mind. It begins in the emotional field, ruled by the moon. But before we can build something in the physical world, we have to create enough emotional safety to receive it. And that's why this Capricorn full moon matters. Capricorn builds the outer structure, while Cancer reminds us to nourish the inner foundation. One without the other leaves us either dreaming without action or achieving without fulfillment. A heart unfulfilled, basically. So speaking of the emotional field, if your natal moon is in Sagittarius, let's just flip this up a little bit here. There we go. If your natal moon is in Sagittarius, I recorded a deeper forecast that's now, of course, available on YouTube for all the natal moon signs, I might add. I'll let that play while you grab some water, and when we come back, we're going to be going to step into the elemental architecture of this Capricorn Strawberry Full Moon. So let's pause for today's moon medicine, which you know that I love that. Welcome to Cancer Season Moon Medicine. Emotional water, sacred safety, and remembering the soul. We enter the season of Cancer, when the sun is in Cancer, between July 22nd, 2026. And Cancer season this year arrives like a sacred tide, returning us home to ourselves. Ruled by the moon, Cancer governs emotional intelligence, intuition, Ancestral memoirs, nourishment, safety, and the unseen waters moving beneath the surface of our lives. This is the season where feelings become messengers and the soul asks for deeper care, connection, and restoration. This year, Cancer season begins with the moon, Cancer's ruler, at 23 degrees Virgo, while Mercury also sitting at 23 degrees Cancer, and Jupiter is expanding us still in those sacred waters at 28 degrees Cancer. The emotional body is speaking through the nervous system. Virgo brings awareness to the body, the routines, the sacred details, and the places where emotional overwhelm may be stored physically. Mercury in Cancer turns communication inward and intuitive, making memories, dreams, conversations, even emotional truths especially significant. And with Jupiter exalted in Cancer, at 28 degrees, the waters are swelling. Emotions are amplified, our intuition deepens, and healing escalates. It's expanding outside of us to the inside. So this is a season of emotional nourishment, self-restoration, family healing, sacred remembering, and learning how to feel safe enough to receive. This year, 2026 Cancer season is asking, what does true emotional safety feel like for you? And can you soften enough to let yourself receive what you've been praying for? Welcome, beautiful souls, to Cancer season. We are entering the waters now. This is the season of emotional intelligence, sacred nourishment, ancestral memoirs, of course, our intuition, and learning how to return home to ourselves. Cancer season begins with the moon in Virgo, meaning the emotional body is seeking healing through the nervous system, through the body, through rest, ritual, of course, and recalibration. Mercury in Cancer is bringing those messages through emotion, dreams, memoirs, and conversations that touch the heart. Jupiter, exalted in Cancer, is literally, it's expanding, but it's also percolating everything connected to emotional healing. The family, of course, our emotional foundation, belonging, safety, intuition, and that soul nourishment. So this is not a season meant for rushing. This is a season meant for feeling, for softening that outer shell, but also for listening to the wisdom moving beneath the surface. So let's dive into the moon medicine for each natal moon sign during Cancer season. For the natal moons in Sagittarius, emotional expansion through vulnerability. Cancer season is asking Sag moons to slow down long enough to truly feel. This season expands emotional intimacy, vulnerability, and trust. Your usual instinct to escape heavy feelings may soften into deeper emotional awareness. Jupiter in Cancer illuminates emotional exchange, intimacy, and energetic reciprocity. Your moon medicine, speak your emotions aloud instead of spiritualizing past them. Your moon mantra, my vulnerability deepens my strength. I felt so, and so it is. As we move through Cancer season, remember, your emotions are not interruptions. They are intelligence. They are guidance. They are sacred waters carrying messages from the soul. This season invites you to soften enough to hear yourself again, to nourish the nervous system, to create safety within, to remember that healing is not always loud. Sometimes healing looks like rest, like tears, like boundaries, like letting yourself finally receive. Jupiter in Cancer is reminding us that emotional expansion is possible, vibrational. Mercury in Cancer reminds us that the heart has a language all its own. And the moon, she reminds us that life moves in cycles. So honor your tides, honor your softness, honor your sacred becoming, because this season, the soul is learning how to feel safe enough to bloom. Whew. Ashe, blessings, and I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back. So we've explored a little bit how this full moon may feel emotionally for Sagittarius moons. But now I want to look beneath the surface and see what the 4 pillars have to say. The elemental weather. So I kind of see it as how it's the spirit of the elements, elemental spirits. They're organizing this energy. And I'm really excited about this chart, to be honest, because this chart is beautifully, it's like coherent. So the mountain is calling is kind of the expression that it's speaking to. And it's about building what endures. So this full moon is illuminating our purpose, commitment, legacy, disciplined manifestation with all that fire in there. But the full moon always illuminates something. And under this Capricorn Strawberry Moon, it's illuminating the mountain that we're climbing, wherever that is. Not someone else's mountain. It's our own personal mountain. It's your mountain. So we've got this Yang Wood Dog of a Day, and the day masters the predominant energies always in the elemental chart. So this is an energy that we're experiencing, and Yang Wood is this mighty tree. It grows upward, it reaches for light. It always reminds me of like the tree of light or an old oak tree or something like that. So it doesn't apologize for taking up space. And then the dog, the energy of the dog brings loyalty, integrity, protection, standing by your values. Now, energetically, sometimes people have these elements in their birth chart. So kind of tune into that. If you have the dog somewhere, like you're born the year of the dog or the month or the hour, maybe you don't know. Schedule a divination. I kind of prescribe your own magic and your own medicine based off your own chart here. But today, this Yang Wood dog is reminding us that growth without integrity isn't sustainable. So this is the tree whose roots run deep, very deep. And I always see trees, the roots especially, they all have their own energetic circuitry system in the earth. They're all communicating, whether we're recognizing or not. It's kind of like their own telephone line. But the question isn't, how fast can you grow? Because that's not what the tree is kind of speaking to. It's what values are your roots planted in? Now, I'm in Utah and I find it kind of ironic. We have massive fires here. And these fires all started when we entered the Yang Wood Horse Month. So fire and fire, it's a very fiery energy getting fed by all that wood. So I find that kind of interesting. I did do a water ritual, and of course the rains came because that's how I function with rituals. I just know how to craft them through spirit, of course. But this Yang Wood Horse Month for this moon, if you notice something else that's fascinating, the day stem in the month, they're both Yang Wood. So there's no clash, there's no resistance. So this is amplification. So when I looked at this chart, that is actually the first thing that I noticed was this harmony. So Yang Wood meeting Yang Wood, those are like two friends that are out giddy and dancing together. They're called parallels. It's basically a friendship with yourself or another. But that just tells me growth is supporting growth, and vision is supporting vision and ideas. I would say the unexpected ideas. Elon Musk has a Yang Wood Daymaster, so he's very future visionary orientated, very connected, I would say. to the frequencies, the subtle energies. But off that tangent. So this month isn't asking us to become somebody else. It's asking us to become more fully who we are, authentically. It's also authenticity. So this year, of course, the young fire horse year, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of action. So this double horse energy is continued. So there's momentum, there's more visibility. I would even say people are more charismatic right now, but there's also purpose, which is important with the movement. So the horse doesn't ask if we're ready. The horse simply runs. So this is a year definitely of a movement. It's a full moon. It's asking us whether our movement is aligned with our purpose. So it's not really so much bringing in the gift. The gift is kind of our medicine. That's kind of how I see that. So then the hour, the yin water rooster, the hour is actually the emotional field in the Chinese energies. But this is about refinement. And the rooster actually is an energy that notices the details, the luxury. And the yin water is a listening energy. It's like flowing river, but not like out of control. That would be more of a yang river. So this would be more like a stream, I guess. But together, the yin water rooster energies, it's all about discernment, refinement, communication, water, but also sacred timing. And after all this movement, the rooster slows us down just enough to ask. It's always about the asking and the whispering, right? So the question here becomes, does this truly reflect who we're becoming? And not every opportunity deserves a yes. I always like to say no means new opportunities or not yet. So I think no should be used more often, but that's a whole nother tangent. But discernment is actually part of the manifestation. That's the yin metal in the rooster. So to integrate this entire chart for this moon, the elemental weather, the tree is growing and the horse is moving and the fire is inspiring. The rooster as an energy is refining and the full moon is illuminating. So this isn't a chart about chasing success. It's a chart about building a life that you can actually stand behind. And at 8 degrees Capricorn, the Capricorn step, if you know Christopher Witecki of Step Astrology, that's where we're invited into a deeper level of mastery. And Capricorn isn't asking us to dream bigger. It's asking us to become the person capable of carrying a bigger dream, our own dream, basically. So next is part of the day masters. We all have a day master. So if you do know your day master, this is kind of a personal insight for your own personal day master. Of course, yang wood day masters or yin wood day masters, the elementals. If you have a wood day master, this full moon is amplifying your natural growth. Like, where are you ready to stop playing small? What vision deserves your full commitment? It'll be interesting to watch Elon Musk now that I say that out loud. If you have a fire day master, yin or yang, fire day masters, your inspiration wants expression. There's a lot of fire here and your fire is getting fed. But Capricorn reminds you that passion becomes powerful when it's disciplined. So there's also a disciplinary kind of energy there. And you want to ask yourself, like, what are you willing to practice consistently? Because fire, doesn't so much need to be contained, but we don't want to go over too much Martian energy or ego energy either. It is more of a spirit energy too, an ancestors kind of frequency. So if you have an Earth Day Master, yin or yang, the soil or the mountain, Earth Day Masters, you're being asked to examine your foundations, like your soil, like the nutrients of your soil. It's like, are you supporting the future that you're creating, or are you keeping attached to the past? And of course, there's always a ritual for that. I usually say that that I take full responsibility and I'm ready to send love to whatever it is, especially the past. I do a lot of revisioning work, actually. Not that I have a lot of earth in my chart. I kind of do, but that's kind of what I use that for. If you have a metal day master, the Rooster would be metal, but not so much the day master, the yin or the yang. But metal day masters, this is a magical, beautiful full moon for your own inner refinement. It's like, what can you simplify in your life, or what truth is ready to become your compass? Metal is more about truth and integrity, if you didn't know. And water day masters, either yin or yang. Water day masters, it's your intuition. Your intuition is speaking clearly. There's not really muddy water here, is what I want to say. And yin water is kind of like pouring rain. It's actually feeding and nurturing the wood. And the Rooster, ironically, is pruning our day master. So the energies are all in flow, pretty much, I would say. But back to the water day masters. This is an invitation now to really just trust what you've already sensed in the subtle field and give it some structure. Wisdom, because that's also water, wisdom grows when it's actually embodied. So this year is also about embodiment. And if you're inside the coven, we're going to be gathering beneath this Capricorn Strawberry Moon for a ritual, of course, devoted to legacy, sacred commitment, building a life that really reflects your deepest truth, your authenticity. We always work with the elements, but of course, the moon and the moon's phases and the wisdom of this particular chart. Not simply to just release what no longer serves us, but to really consciously anchor what we're here to create, because we're all creators. Like, we're all like little mini gods, basically. That's how I see humans, basically. But the mountain isn't asking if you're strong enough. It's asking if you're ready to really climb. And that's kind of the spirit of this energy. So your desires already exist in the subtle energetic field, but now it's time to bring matter to what matters. So you want to feel it, you want to trust it, and of course you want to move with it. So there's a return to the medicine ritual is kind of what I'm thinking of here. So a quick break, and for those of you that are still tuned in, we'll do mini cowrie shell divinations when I return. Have a quick little break. Be sure to comment the year of birth and your month of birth, and then I'll move the shells on your behalf and see what comes through. So I will return in just a second.
Have you ever felt a whisper from your ancestors? A subtle pull towards a destiny yet unknown? The Dagara believe that our lives are deeply intertwined with the wisdom and legacies of those who came before us. In the sacred Dagara tradition, cowrie shell divination is more than just fortune telling. It's a profound dialogue with the ancestral realm. It's an opportunity to unlock your unique ancestral blueprint, revealing gifts, challenges, and your inherent purpose. As a certified cowrie shell diviner, initiated into this powerful tradition by Elder Malidoma Patrice Somé himself, I offer you a sacred space to connect with this ancient intelligence. Through the symbolic language of the cowries, we can explore ancestral patterns, release inherited burdens, and embrace the powerful support of your lineage. Discover what your ancestors are trying to tell you and how their wisdom can empower your present and future. Are you ready to claim your ancestral inheritance and align with your true calling? Learn more and schedule your cowrie shell divination at tonyad.tv/sessions. Uncover the wisdom that flows within you.
And welcome back. While we wait for somebody to comment their month and year of birth through the live show, I am multi-streaming, so there is that. But can I tell you a little something? So I've been doing daily rituals for myself and for others and for the community, the collective. And I was recently visited by some air spirits, or some air beings, like birds of a feather flock together. The first one that came in, I was in a meditative state, doing some meditation, I would say, going into the fourth dimension, sometimes the fifth dimension kind of thing. And a hummingbird flew into my room while I was in this meditative state. And then a couple days later, my cat Lilith brought me a mystery bird. I heard her kind of puffing out feathers in the hallway. Like she was like doing that kind of a thing. And I did a ritual and I actually buried the mystery bird. And then on my new year, what you call your birthday, I heard a bird hit my window, or I thought I did. And the bird, which was a sparrow, was actually inside my house. So I went to the window to catch this little bird because I was like, oh God. So it flew through my house and into my dining room, and it ended up between my shutters. And I caught this little sparrow. I comforted it with its little heart because I'm sure it was scared. And I talked to it as I petted it. And as I got outside to set the sparrow free, I literally felt this little bird shrink in my hand and flew off. So the intentions I placed in the subtle field and the conscious and subconscious kind of spoke through these birds. That's really why I trust and I work with the elements and also the beings of the land, the seen and the unseen. And that's why I trust timing. That's why I trust these shells that I work with. So if today's story stirred something in you, in your soul or your heart, or if you're standing at your own crossroads, that's why the shells are open for the next 15 minutes or so. The shells are always open, right? So if you do feel called, I see you there, Todd, you little 77 you. Look at you. Yeah, you're in a fiery moment. July. Oh, and you're having a new year soon as well. I love that. So I'll move the shells on your behalf. If there's something you're curious about or you just want me to move them, that's fine. We can explore what comes up for that. But during my little break, the Unity card came up. So this is a 1 card. This is about like loving yourself and being in, but it's emotional love because we're in the season of Cancer. It's also moon love and fire. So it's adventure. So Unity is like the collective where we all unite, basically. And this is a singer. Singers are beings like angels, dakinis. They're of the fairy realm, so they're different kinds. But either way, I love seeing that we have unity here. And the number 1, which is connected to our heart. Right now, our heart is in the season of Cancer, which is water and our emotion. So it's like loving your emotional feelings. Pay attention to what you feel, but also pouring more love in that. Serum is kind of what came up for me. So I kind of like that. So Todd, no question. You just want me to move the shells on your behalf, which is cool. 77. So I think I've read you before. Years ending in 7 are part of the fire clan in the Dagara, and we're in a very fiery year. Fire is our connection to our ancestors, spirit, dreams, and visions. When fire is out of control, obviously, it can rage like a fire, or it can be war. It can also be ego, weapons, and things like that, which I don't like going down that rabbit hole. I'm going to stick with the spirit side of things because I prefer that myself. So if you don't have anything you want me to look for, there's not a question. You're not at a crossroads. You're just curious, I can tell, because that's what we do here, curiosity. Okay, so since you're brave, so I'm going to affirm your spirit for the magical being you are and always have been. Affirm my spirit, affirm our gatekeepers, our guides, our ancestors, the being seen and unseen, the great spirit, the oneness, that I may be a conduit to deliver the message that you need to receive today. With that, I say Ashe. Let's see. All right, my friend. Ooh, you're sideways. You're sideways in your own land, which is awesome. I love that. I think you need to do a little bit more. Do you meditate? How often do you meditate? Do you meditate? You're going to move in the next 6 months. Okay, that's exciting. I think we need to do some meditation. I would suggest you go to the water spirits. Yeah, definitely go to the water spirits and get into a meditative state to help you get into the flow of the change of your transformation of your new home. That's actually happening right there. Are you moving for a relationship? Yes or no? If if you are. That's curious. I'm asking just because I see what's there in the relationship, moving home, or maybe you're moving away from a relationship. That could happen as well. So back to this. This tells me we need to have some connection to your intuition, not so much your visions. Meditation 24/7. Okay, well, I think there's something blocking you around getting organized in meditation. Like maybe try a different way of meditating, like a different, I want to say process for some reason. That's what's coming through as a different process of, okay, so, okay, that's fine. So there's different ways to meditate, of course, right? But I find that we live in 3 different dimensions. The 3D is our everyday world. The 4D is, the 4D is the 4D. I kind of like that. That is our imaginal realm, and deep meditation or transcendental meditation, that's the super consciousness. So when I say find a different way to meditate, I feel like maybe go more into the imaginal realm and like put your vision there, and then land in the 3D, but still hold on to that vision to anchor it into the 3D world is kind of what I'm sensing here. Happy in love with, okay, cool. So there is that. So this did tell me there's a relationship here. There's also a being. I'm going to say birds of a feather because it could be an angel, to be honest. That's going to help you do this. It feels like a demigod to be actual. That's kind of wild, but you know, it is what it is, and I like that. But I think you just need to put a boundary around your heart, protect your heart through this move and this transition. You are shedding skin, so it is going to happen. Make sure you communicate clearly there. I think it's going to wake you up to your own light, your own brilliance, and how you communicate. But this tells me you're sideways, like you haven't totally committed, or there's something, might be even your higher self, like you haven't surrendered to this change that's happening. So it's kind of like you're sideways. It's not like you're arguing about it. It's, you're just maybe unsure, uncertain. That's kind of what that feels like. But the change is going to happen. I do suggest you shift your meditations, how you're doing it. Sometimes we can over meditate, which I know that sounds totally funny, but I found for myself, because I do spend a lot of time in the spirit world, I actually have to anchor more in the physical world to bring my manifestations into this world, not just up swirling around in the spirit or the heavenly universe. So there is that. But yeah, you're definitely going to move your home. I think it's going to help you be more grounded. I would go to the water. Your ancestors are organizing this whole thing. So I just opened to a new transmission. That's what I sense right there. And I really like that. New friends, more wisdom. So I think this all feels fantastic. Cool. Alrighty. Does anybody else have a question or something? You want me to move the shells on your behalf? This is definitely, this isn't like a intimate relationship, but I knew there's a relationship happening here and it's activated. There's a pathway and organization. You're going to have a different bird's eye view. That's literally me and the dang birds are coming out. So I really like this, actually. I would go to the water spirits and do an offering of probably milk and honey to help you get in the flow. But this move is all organized by your ancestors, both close and your lineage is what I want to say there. Anywho, okay, I hope that was helpful. Anybody else want me to move the shells on their behalf? Just comment your year and birth. I can see a few people on the live. No worries. I like to explore the messages, see what they have to come to. Oh yeah, so this is you being the master maker. Like you are the master. You're gonna leave. I would say expect the unexpected. Pay attention to your feelings. inside feelings and what you feel outside of yourself, the subtle messages. But definitely something magical is going to transpire for sure. And I like that. Yeah, definitely pay attention to your intuition. See, it's just talking to you. Subtle messages. That's what the birds were for me. It was a subtle message. Just for the rituals I've been doing and the different types of meditations I've been working on. So there is that. Let's see. Anybody else? Nope, I'm not seeing anybody. So here we are. So I just kind of want to close the circle unless somebody else wants me to move the shells on their behalf. Just close the circle knowing the teaching itself is actually the medicine of the day. So whether I'm reading for somebody else or for you, the messages are kind of for whoever's tuned in. So as we close the circle and the energy, I do want to leave you with a thought or five. So we've kind of journeyed through the Scorpio energies and we moved into Sagittarius. So we went from truth to vision, and we had more vision. And soon, under the light of this Capricorn Strawberry Full Moon, you live a... Okay, cool. So there you go. That's awesome. I just got to hit that little button there. Water signs. Yep. Yeah, go to the water. Definitely milk and honey for sure. So I like that. So back again to the Strawberry Full Moon. It's about moving into commitment, your own commitment to your own heart and your own soul. And the moon always illuminates the path, or at least that's how I see it. But the elements can actually reveal the season that we're in, but only you authentically, free will, can decide what you're willing to build. So tonight's 4 pillars, that's kind of the message that the tree is going to continue to grow, the horse continues to move, and the rooster is asking us to refine. It's like pruning the tree. It's kind of like a bonsai tree, but a little different. But either way, Capricorn reminds us that every meaningful life is built literally, if you watch a Capricorn, it's one conscious choice at a time. So just don't be afraid of slow progress, and don't underestimate the quiet consistency, persistency. Persistency, is that even a word? Probably is. So some of the strongest foundations, they're laid one intentional day at a time. And that's kind of what I've been doing with my own rituals and my own meditations lately. Morning and night, I spent all day yesterday in a meditative state, Todd. So I'm no shame there. I'm just saying. But the birds are hilarious. But if today's conversation or show stirred something within your heart or your soul, I'd love to continue this journey. Private sessions are always open if you're looking for guidance tailored for your own personal chart. I do look at your own elementals, timing, and the unfolding of your own life season. And also my coven. That's where we're going to be gathering beneath the Capricorn Strawberry Full Moon for, of course, an exclusive ritual devoted to legacy, sacred community, and becoming the person energetically who's capable of carrying the life that you're creating, your own authentic story. Because our desires already exist in the subtle energetic field, whether it's the 4D or the 5D or even the higher dimensions. But it's time to bring matter to what matters. And when I realized that I was spending way too much time myself in the 4D and the 5D and the other spirit realms, and I had to anchor into the soil, my gift and purpose, like why I came here, physically, my spirit body. So there is that. So until next time, feel it, of course, because it's a feeler. Trust it and move with the energies. Pay attention, be aware, and I'll see you beneath the full moon, or at least on the other side. And just know people throw shade and they throw hate for no reason. And if people can throw shade and hate for no reason, then I, the Tonya D, can radiate and shine your brilliance. My motto is changing lives, igniting passions on the information highway while awakening the spirit. So I'll see you next time. Many blessings. Ashe, as always. Dun, 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 dun.